When I say big, you say love. Big, love, big, love. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. Today's video, I want to give you 2 tips to change your whole life. Seriously. Like, I know that sounds dramatic, but actually, by the end of this video, you're gonna have 2 tips to carry with you for the remainder of your life, with the remainder of the day at least, to implement, to really, really change things for you. And they just include changing the way that you're breathing. So this video is dedicated to breathwork for beginners. And I kind of might make this like a series. Don't hold me to that. That being said, we're gonna jump into that. We're gonna get into all the details of all of that. But if you didn't already know, my name is Casey Michelle. I'm a breathwork facilitator / content creator. And I help people go from anxiety to acceptance, essentially, with their breathing. And if that's something you wanna support, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you're really feeling sweet today, if you're really feeling like I wanna be a little bit more compassionate today, I want you to comment down below where you first heard of breathwork. Where was it? Was it online? Was it a friend? Was it like through my videos? You know, just where in life did you first ever hear about breathwork, pranayama, conscious breathing? Let me know. I want to know in the comments, please, and thanks. All right, breathwork for beginners. We're gonna throw away all the techniques that you've ever heard of. All of them. Box breathing, Wim Hof, Tumo breaths, alternate nostril breathing, all of it. Throw it out, throw it all out. You don't need any of it, seriously. You don't need any of that to start breathwork. Let me repeat that. Throw away all the techniques. Breathwork does not have to be this super complicated thing because it's not. You're always breathing. Y'all have heard me preach this a million times in all my videos, but it's because I really need you to understand that it doesn't have to be this separate thing and this separate practice. Breathwork is not just for that eyes closed experience, it's for the eyes opened experience as well. You're always breathing. So my first tip to beginners, breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose. Hey, breathe through your nose. Now that sounds really simple and you're like, okay, but like actually what am I supposed to do? No, seriously, that's probably more challenging than you think. Most of us, all of our lives, breathe through our mouth. And your mouth is for eating, your nose is for breathing. If you can just keep that in mind, I promise you, you will notice a difference. Case study, myself here. I used to suffer from really, really bad migraines induced by heat and physical activity. So from like running around outside, playing volleyball, doing whatever Casey likes to do when it's hot outside, or even sometimes just in the gym or going to saunas even. But I used to kind of do the dog pant that we're all used to when you're running. That just tires you out more. I have a whole video about that dedicated to what kind of breathing technique to do when you're working out or running. I will link that somewhere. But within the last year or so, I've really made it a point to focus on my breath in those spaces just as much as I do when I'm sitting in breathwork in the morning during my morning routine. And I've noticed such a change. I no longer have those migraines. And I mean, it was consistent every single time. And that's the only thing I've changed in the last year. Breathing through my nose. It is naturally a deeper breath. It creates a more meditative flow in your physical activity. It filters the air. But aside from like the physical activity, just in general, notice how much you take a deep breath and you're like, or even, okay, I want y'all to look at that. You can even run that back, but we're gonna do it again. Look at just how my chest is moving. That was all up here, nothing down here, nothing in the lower lungs. Your lungs are like your wings, so really fully expand. When you breathe into your nose, you can naturally feel it deeper into your ribs, so do it with me. You feel that right in here. Place your hands there, feel it. You can feel that deeper in there. It's still naturally a deeper breath, even if it doesn't feel like it. And it is clearing the airways and getting more oxygen to your blood and to your brain. So for the next 24 hours, I'm gonna challenge you here to breathe through your nose. And again, I know that sounds really easy, but I mean, in every activity that you're doing. So when you're running, when you're checking the mailbox, just doing that alone will change so much in your overall brain. It'll literally rewire and restructure the way the brain receives information, and your overall nervous system, which your brain is a part of. But you know, to get more technical, you will be more in a parasympathetic, safe space in your body when you breathe through your nose versus breathing through your mouth. So again, even when you're like taking those big sighs out, try to at least make the inhale through the nose. So maybe you're at work and you're like, but an even better breath you can do at work that'll actually stimulate more stress relief is through your nose only. When we breathe through our mouth, it just stimulates the fight or flight, I'm not as safe, a little more stress response in the body. Simplicity is where the magic is, so simplify. Throw the techniques out, just breathe through your nose. My first big tip for beginners. And under that, I wanna say, if you experience like stuffy nose stuff going on, because I get a lot of questions about that too, and I'll make a dedicated video to that as well, just dealing with the stuffy nose and breath work. For one, the more that you do just breathe through your nose, the more it will clear that passageway, even if you think like, I can't do that. I promise you, you can. It might be a little difficult, but the more you stay with it, the more you can. And there's also simple techniques like pinching the nose and breathing into it can clear it. I'll make a dedicated video. If enough people comment that they want that, if you have the stuffy nose syndrome, I'll make a video about it. Tip number 2. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this like mind-blown moment you're about to have? Take less breaths. Less breaths equals more presence. Notice how many breaths per minute, even when you're just like sitting on the couch, when you're in the car, when you're waiting in line, any of those spaces those are opportunities to notice this, okay? So just bringing that awareness, promise you your breath will slow down. Right now, dare you to bring awareness to your breath. Notice how it slows down. Bringing awareness is the practice. Taking less breaths creates more presence. It's actually just those 2 things, really. I know it seems so simple, but like breathing through your nose and breathing less, those 2 things alone will start to reset the nervous system throughout your day without even having that set aside conscious breathing practice. Granted, that is a boost and will obviously have a million benefits within that. But if you just want to start somewhere, I would say those are insanely good places to start. Notice how much you're breathing and breathe only through your nose. I know y'all want the techniques. I know y'all want the things. Y'all want to make it complicated. We're humans and the want to want is real. But it's crazy how less is so much more and more is so much less. And I know that's like so overdone, but it's true. It's just true. And sleep apnea alone can be healed through breathing just through your nose. I know, mind blown, right? But I promise you, if you struggle with sleep apnea or know somebody that does, practicing breathing through just your nose throughout the day, consciously, will start to rewire the brain and the nervous system and the whole entire body to want to do that more and more and more. And even if you want to get more into that, you know, there's mouth guards and different ways to sleep with your mouth closed, but we do spend like 1/3 of our life or something crazy in that space. So that has a big impact on your mental and your overall health because your lungs literally regulate like everything in your body. And I'm not exaggerating. They regulate everything. The way you breathe is the way you live. No exaggeration. I hope this video helped. Did it help you? Did you feel like you got something from this video? Let me know in the comments. And if there's a video in mind that you're like, yo, I wish you'd talk about this, please let me know in the comments too, because that's what this channel is here for. I am trying to help you all go from these more anxious spaces, these addictive spaces, these spaces that literally keep us up at night, to more exception, more flow, more detachment overall. And I do have some fun things in the works, and I've actually shared them with my Instagram family, so if you don't already follow me on IG, you probably should. That being said, sending you all so much love, more videos on the way, more good stuff on the way. Take deep breaths just through your nose today. Just try it. Try it for me. And I'll see you in the next video.